Hey guys, this is Crazy Sean DX, and welcome to another rendition of Praise Appraisal, where I determine if something is worth the praise or not worth the praise. Today we're going to be looking at Spongebob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated 64 3D IMAX PC this summer, and Knuckles and...
So, I'm not sure what more can be said about SpongeBob that hasn't been said already, but I'm gonna try anyway. SpongeBob is arguably the most iconic and profitable Nicktoon, which is short for Nickelodeon cartoon, in history, as well as counting as being the only 90s Nicktoon still in syndication with new episodes because it first aired in 1999. Not sure how that counts, it'd be like calling me an 80s kid because I was born in July of 1989.
Damn, I'm old. Send help.
Regardless, the impact the cartoon had is so major that you could encounter someone of any of the past 2 or so generations of people, going by Gen Z and Millennials, mind you, and they'd likely be able to quote something from the show and we'd all know what it's from, such as this one. Please, for the love of God, tell me you don't need a hint on that one. Of course, there were a ton of merchandise made of SpongeBob, such as toys, music, movies, a spin-off that the creator of the show, Stefan Ellenberg, had stated he didn't want, so Nickelodeon had the balls to wait till he was dead to piss on his grave, and of course, video games. Lots and lots of video games. Most of them in the 2000s at that. But one that happens to stick out is Battle for Bikini Bottom. Not gonna lie, I've never played it, but I have heard a ton of great things about it that critics didn't seem to see at the time. Thankfully, THQ Nordic decided to remaster make the game for a new generation, and, well, some things never change, eh? Hang on, a 2 out of 10?
Oof. Well, let's see if it'll be just as fun to a new guy as the original was to so many people. Special thanks to THQ Nordic for sending me the review code for this a few hours after the embargo ended, but I'm sure that's not a big issue or anything like that. This is SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Kinda rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
So the game begins with Plankton deciding to make a bunch of robots to take over Bikini Bottom while praising his genius. Unfortunately, they turn on him because, well...
Is Plankton a genius? Answer yes. Okay, checklist complete.
Plankton, if you're such a God-given genius, why the hell did you make a lever that makes him not obey you in the first place, you hot gas charlatan?
At the same time, SpongeBob and Patrick are playing with toys and want What the fuck?
There was a day 1 patch, right?
Anyway, they want robots to be real, so Patrick uses a magic wishing shell to make them real because he tried it with a cookie crumb once, and it turned into smaller cookie crumbs. Look, I know he's simple, but even he can't be that dumb. It's not like he used a sort of incantation.
It used to be Alakazama Alabala Wisna Tikitana Fushbar Griddle Bits von Wiederschnauzer, but I kept forgetting it.
Okay, you got me there, game. The next day, though, Bikini Bottom is overrun by the robots, so it's up to SpongeBob to save the day. And eventually Patrick and also Sandy. So, how does the game play? Honestly, it plays great. The more I played this game, the more I was loving my time with it, and the more I was having fun. Except for certain issues that I will get into eventually. I didn't even mind Mr. Krabs and Mermaid Man's voice being different.
This flapping robot crisis is making the Krusty Krab lose money like a sinking ship.
To be fair, the original voice actor I hear is in a union.
Hey, you're yellow. When did that happen?
To be fair, the original voice actor is fucking dead, yo.
Actually, it turns out that they reused the voice clips from the previous game, likely as a cost-cutting measure, which explains how Barnacle Boy's voice is still the same as in the show, despite the voice actor for him being Tim Conway, had sadly passed away in 2019. I really hope they're all getting royalties for this, and that Tim's goes to a charity for dementia or something like that. He actually had quite a few health problems. So the 3 playable characters play rather differently, with SpongeBob's abilities being based on using bubble power, Sandy's being based on her OP AF lasso, and Patrick's being based on the fact that he's fat but strong. SpongeBob can use special bubble abilities, 2 of which are unlocked over time, to hit special switches and to get to out-of-reach areas, and can sneak around to get enemies that are alerted to his presence otherwise. Patrick is more the heavy hitter with a belly flop that can actually stun enemies and then can carry them around, just as he can carry special fruit and frozen fruit around to use to his advantage. In the case of Sandy, she can lasso special enemies to make it easier to defeat them in one go, such as the tartar sauce shooting ones and the flying saucer ones, and can use her lasso to glide across gaps because how the hell else can this show defy the laws of physics and gravity?
That's for You're messing with Texas.
Do you think she'd do the same to Ted Cruz if given the chance, or is Sandy secretly some kind of gun-loving hickory bob?
Speaking of Texas, there are special objects that she can swing from with her lasso and can then time her jumps to reach across certain gaps. The interesting thing here is that, according to what I've been told, they tweaked the gameplay here, as in the original, the swinging was momentum-based, whereas here, the swinging is automatic and more about timing your jumps than anything. Honestly, I'm alright with this change. It feels more accessible. Oh look, it's that one part with the shitty bob puzzle that GameStop had trouble with. I hit the switch just fine. Where's my $3.50? Just put my name on the check.
It shines. Just like...
I have been given a gift.
Yeah, turns out part of why some reviews were less than positive were due to a ton of bugs and glitches, some of which prevented people from getting the secret ending due to collectibles not counting as part of the in-game checklist, as well as the aforementioned funny crash and Patrick's face losing its shit. In fact, I recently discovered that I missed a collectible in Spongebob's house in my Switch version, and can't get to it now because, allegedly, there's a glitch that keeps all the buttons in his attic pressed, meaning my one way of getting it is currently locked out. It's odd because there was supposed to be a day 1 patch, but not only am I unsure if it was even downloaded on my Xbox One copy, but the Switch version I pre-purchased for at least a week or two before the release showed up with an update already applied, with the update data being almost as big as the game itself, while also suggesting that the eShop description was technically correct. Not to mention that there was no day 1 update on the Switch either, so it's either late or that had already happened, I guess? I'm still unsure about that, to be honest. By the way, I do want to note that development seems to have been affected by the pandemic, and that it was a bit rushed, but if the movie coming out got delayed over the pandemic, why didn't Nickelodeon give the okay to delay this one? Anyway, the game's main objective is to collect items known as golden spatulas. Their use or why they're needed is never really explicitly explained, to be honest, as they're just described as important. I have no idea if they hold any merit in terms of a special ending, to be honest, like with the Silver Gems and Crash Bandicoot 2, but I already recorded 42GB worth of footage and I'm opting to just do the video now, so it's whatevs. In addition, there are 2 other sorts of collectibles. The first is Patrick's Lost Socks, which you can exchange 10 at a time with Patrick for a golden spatula. They're usually found out of your way, having you have to figure out how to get them through puzzle means. Or they're just hidden in plain sight, I don't know. The other collectibles are shiny objects, which we've seen quite a bit in the TV shows as those weird clouds or something. And those can usually be used to unlock new areas of existing locations, or be exchanged with Mr. Krabs for golden spatulas for 3,000 at a time. What's that? Oh, okay, it looks like I was wrong. Turns out the amount needed increases by 3,000 every time. I get that he's greedy, but this is just too grindy, damn it!
So, with that said, I think I've said everything I have to say about this, minus anything spoiler-related. I mean, I know it's a remake slash remaster slash remaster make, but gotta leave something for the viewers to check out on their own. So, ow. How much praise do I think this is worth?
This game is entertaining as all hell, the interactions the characters have are enjoyable, the cutscenes are well made and seem faithful to the originals, and there's a lot of charm in this game's presentation above everything else. However, I can still see why this game got mixed reception like its predecessor, especially with some rather questionable design choices. Do I recommend it? Kinda. I think it's a game meant mainly for the people that grew up with it as well as for kids. However, I greatly suggest that they iron the bugs out and maybe put in a longer invincibility frame so that it doesn't feel like the Zelda CDI games with the side-scrolling and whatnot. So wait for a patch or 6 and then check it out.
I do just want to know one thing that I feel is very crucial to this entire situation. What the hell were Bikini Bottom citizens doing in Rock Bottom when I'm pretty sure the canon is that they've never heard of that place?
Don't ask questions you aren't prepared to handle the answer to.
Screw you, Mrs. Puff, I want a goddamn answer!
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, maybe click like to show your support, but if you loved it, subscribe and hit the bell for more of this content. You know about Pinstripe, right? Well, its creator made another game that I did a video on, which you can see in the description below, as well as the latest upload in the card that'll come up whenever. I also have a gameplay/archive channel called CSDX Gameplay, if you want to check it out, even if uploads are sparse there. I also stream on Twitch about as often as a blue moon, which you can check out too. Anyway, take care, be safe, Black Lives Matter, and please remember to stay awesome. Bye bye now.